Hey friends, it's Walter from Zimstones by Walter coming to you today with a really fun Christmas project. Going to show you how to make an angel ornament that is using these, they're little like foam balls, a cork, some wings, some lace, some luster wax from Sizzix. I have gold and I have silver, depending on which color I want to use, maybe both. And then just some straight pins. Other tools that you will need include some snippers to be able to snip the top off of the pin, some needle nose pliers to be able to bend the pin. And you'll definitely want to have a paper towel for rubbing the luster wax to kind of give it a shine and to help remove any excess. And you definitely want to have some baby wipes available for wiping your hands because it can get to be quite messy. So first things first, I like to keep a little piece of styrofoam off to the side where I can stick those things that have pins in them. And this was real easy to start for the head of the angel. I just took a tool like this and that you typically use for like making flowers, paper flowers, stuck it into the hole in the bottom just to make it a little wider, took a pin with the head still on it, poured some glue down there, stuck the pin in there and let it dry. So that's going to form the head that will go into the cork. And then I have these that I'll show you how to make, which is going to be the little halo. And it's made out of a pin that had the top of it snipped off, the plastic part of it. And then I used the pliers to go ahead and bend it. So I like to keep it in the styrofoam just so I don't lose them. They're sharp. If you step on them, that might hurt. So first things first, we're going to start with the base, the body of the angel, which is going to be made out of cork. I'm going to do this first one in gold. And so I don't know if you've ever worked with this like gilding wax or luster wax, but easiest thing to do is put some on your finger. A little goes a long way. You're just going to take it and you're going to rub it all over the cork to get it a nice gold color. If you don't have luster wax, you could also use some gold acrylic paint. And it doesn't have to be gold. You could do the body white if you'd like to. I didn't want to do it white since I'll be putting some lace around it. I thought that would be too much white. So I decided to go with gold. You could do silver. Honestly, you could do any color that you'd like. I'm just more drawn to the metallics because I feel like they have a very angelic feel in any of the Christmas movies that you see, and you see an angel. There's usually some kind of gold adornment with it. And I think silver's pretty popular too. So, but honestly, any color that you'd like. And you can see, one, how easy it is to do this. It just glides right on. And two, a little goes a long way, like I had said earlier. So just get it all over the cork first, because then what we'll do is we will take that paper towel and just rub it. Once it's on there, it's not going anywhere. You'll still have the wax on there, but it just helps to remove any excess and it helps to give it a shine. And you'll see what I mean. So you just simply take your paper towel, just rub. No rhyme or reason to it. No certain way that's better than another. Just rub it. And it just helps that set. And you see it gives it that nice look. And if you're not happy, like I like the way this looks. I wasn't looking for like a really bright gold. This has kind of like an aged antique look to it. If you want something brighter, then put another coat on and do the same thing. If you want, and if you're doing with a different color, you could be doing it with acrylic paint, or you could be doing it with even an alcohol marker would really work on this. I just think that this tends to look a little nicer, so that's why I'm going this route. But you can see that's just really quick, really easy. And while my fingers are dirty, I'm going to do the same thing to the wings. So we're just gonna, these are wooden wings. Just gonna take some of that wax, rub it on those wings. Make sure you get all around it, both sides, and even around the edges if you can, just to get a really nice coverage and effect on there. Definitely a messy process. This is the messiest part of it, but it's fun. And I have to tell you, the Sizzix Luster Wax has like a citrus and orange smell to it. It sounds weird, I know. You wouldn't expect that, but it is amazing. I absolutely love the smell of this stuff. And it's a lot of fun to work with. I use it in card making. Oftentimes if I'm looking, and I'm sure you're probably familiar with, if you're looking for like that kind of a look on a embossed, using an embossing folder, go ahead and use this. I use it on ornaments. I use it a lot, and it lasts a long time. There are other brands, but sometimes they have a smell to them, a very chemically smell, to where this, like I said, it has that orange citrus smell to it. It's just really pleasing. So you just rub it like that again. And a little trick is, if you get some wax stuck in the middle there, no big deal. Take like your little hook or pointer tool. You can just go right and get it out of there. If you don't have one of these, you could also use a Q-tip and push it out. But if you have one of these, this is definitely the better tool to use to get that out of there. Comes out really easy. Okay, wipe that off. Let's continue the rubbing. And you know, with a paper towel, if you get any like pieces of the paper towel stuck in those little holes on the wings, of course, you know, do the same thing. Just use your little tool there and get it out. One more wing to go. And then the good news is it's a lot easier after this. This is the messy part. Sorry about that, my head bumped the camera there. Got a little too close. The other good thing about this luster wax is it does wash out if you get it on your clothing at all. You shouldn't have a problem getting it out. It does wash out without staining. At least that's been my experience. Okay, so the wax is on that one. Before I start rubbing, I'm just gonna grab that excess off in between there. Christmas crafting is some of my favorite. I mean, I love card making and paper crafting, and I do that year round. But making ornaments like this, and you know, that I usually end up giving away, really is a lot of fun for me. It brings back lots of memories. Oftentimes as I'm doing this, if I'm not recording it like I am now, I'll have either some Christmas music on. I love on Sirius XM the Holiday Traditions, or the Hallmark Radio, or oftentimes I'll have the Hallmark channel on the TV and a Christmas movie playing. I am a huge fan of those Hallmark movies. As corny as they can sometimes be, I guess I'm just a sucker for a nice holiday movie. Nice little escapism, you know? Okay. Wings are done. I am going to clean my hands and we'll continue. So we're just widening that a little bit, and you can keep checking. You know, you could do a measurement and try to be precise, but you know, all we care about is that it's going to fit in there. So we just need to widen that just a little bit more. And an easy way to do that is just to press down from the sides to kind of make room for the extra width. That's the nice thing about working with cork. It's such an easy material. And that's good. That will now fit and will hold. Okay, great. So we have those two in place. So with the cork all set, I went ahead and cut a piece of lace that lines up pretty nicely with covering most of that space. And so in order to secure it down, what I'm going to do is take some glue dots. I'm just going to take a strip and start adhering them onto the cork. I'm going to start in between the wings. I also put a little bit of glue down there, craft glue, so that when the lace goes down there, it will, yep, that one's in place. Sometimes these glue dots are a little hard to see. So I'm just going to do a few to start and see how I like that. This should be good for holding down the lace on the cork. And let's do some on the other side. I have two more. Let's do these over here. There. Let's try this. So, starting in between, actually I'm going to start with the side like this. Let's get that pressed down. There we go. That worked well. Now, just to hold some space with the lace so that we can get the wings in there later, put a little indent there. There we go. Just to make sure there's a space for it. And bring that back around. And then we'll want some glue dots over here. Actually, we want to do the same thing with holding some space for the wings. There we go. And let's get two more glue dots. To bring the lace together. I want to fix that to make sure that that's, there we go. There, and you can cut off the excess, or you can simply just glue it down. But that way we have a nice little bit of lace going around there. That looks good. Okay, so now for the actual insertion of the wings. Let's get started on that. Okay, So I have one of the wings in place, and I'm going to show you now how I went ahead and did that. I take a larger glue dot and I'm going to put it right around that part that we're going to insert into that notch. Got to be careful because this is fragile and the glue dot is sticky. But if you just hold it the right way, there we go. And just get it on there. Now, what I'm going to do is before I put the wing in, I'm going to take some super glue, put some down in that area where that hole is, grab my wing, and just put it up against it. And this way, between the glue dot and the super glue, it should stay in place. I shouldn't say should, it will, because you have the bond of both. And you can see that that's fine as it is. So there we go. We have the wings on. I'm going to put the super glue away before I super glue myself to my mat. Next step is to get the head into the cork. And for that, you want to make sure you're going in the center. Once you have your needle there, remember that's already glued into the ball. It's really easy just to slide that down and get that head in place. There we go. Next step is the halo. And I have a couple already made. They're not perfect circles. You know, this actually does get a little tough to work with when you're starting to get this small, but I can try to turn this just a little more by doing this. There we go. That actually looks really good. So let me show you how I went ahead and made that. I'm going to take a standard stick pin and some snippers. These are wire cutters. Same thing. Get it as close to the head as possible to give you enough of the metal to work with. What I do to make sure that these things don't go flying off in different directions is cover it with my hand and then just clip. What that does is it breaks off the top ball part, and then you're left with your pen. First thing we'll do is we will give it a bend down the bottom here, just holding that in place and twisting with your needle nose pliers. That gets your base that will stick into the styrofoam ball. And then what you want to do is it's easier to start over here on the end, and you're going to use your finger as well and just twist. And then once you're about there, you're going to move over to this side because you want to make sure that that doesn't stay straight and that curves as well. So you're going to put them there, put your pliers there, like that, and then twist that side. And that gets you, a pretty nice amount of coverage there. I actually like this one better than the one I had previously made. I don't know if you can see that easy enough, but what's going to happen then is you're just going to go ahead and stick that into the head. Something you can do to kind of make it go more with the gold that we have going on already is this is 3D glitter glue, and this happens to be gold. You can take that now very carefully as you press on this because it comes out really quick. You can just put some of this along it, and that will give you that gold look. You could also use the luster wax and put some of that on there. I like the idea of adding just a little bit of sparkle though. And you'll wait for this to dry. It'll take just a little bit of time since it's glue based as well. But this is a nice little detail. Again, optional. You don't have to do it this way, but I really like it. And so what I'm going to do to get the bottom side is take my tweezers to hold that, flip it over, and this way I can get some of this onto the bottom as well. Just to be consistent and make it look a little more coherent. There. Good amount of coverage. We're just going to let that dry. Or, holding your tweezers, you can, let's try inserting it. I haven't done that before. You don't have to worry about that dripping really, but instead of the tweezers, maybe the needle nose pliers will allow us to put more pressure there. So just, yeah, that's a better idea. Just grasp it like that. And you know, a halo comes up from the top. So we're just going to stick that down. That glue will dry, but there we have it. And if you don't like how that is placed, you can use your pliers and twist. I want it there. That looks great. Okay, so to hang it, I took another one of those halos, and this one I did close fully so that I can tie a piece of this illusion cord. It's called. It's like a fishing line, if you will. It's a polyester type of string. We can just slip that right through there and bring it up, and you can tie this. You don't have to use the illusion cord. If you use Christmas tree hooks, you could put the hook right around there. But some people don't use hooks, or some people may not hang this on a tree, so they wouldn't be using a hook anyway. So I'm just going to, you know, you can always adjust this and add a new piece as needed. So I'm just going to put a little something there to give some room to go ahead and be able to hang it. So just go ahead and tie that into a knot at the top of that. Probably want a little bit more space than that to allow for hanging. So we'll expand that a bit. That's probably good. So now, keeping that in place, I'm going to tighten that up to form my knot. Oh, that went not the way I wanted it to. So let me... My halo's still a little wet too, so I'm trying to avoid getting that glitter off of there. I think in order to make sure it's tied, I'm gonna just move that up and that. I think I'm just going to do it one more time around just to make sure it's secure, and this time I'm going to do it using both like this. Come around, bring those through. There we go. I can snip off those ends, and we have our completed angel ornament made with the wings, a cork, styrofoam ball, a little bit of a, you know, a stick pin. Really cute. That is really, really cute. Kind of rustic. And something you could do with the kids. They could easily, you know, make this and help you out with it, and it's just a lot of fun. I hope you enjoyed crafting along with me today and making this ornament. And I hope to see you back here again soon. Take care. Bye.